Yo guys, Trinket here, and today I'm bringing you guys a video on Shadowlands Pre-patch and all the changes for Unholy DK. So the main change for Unholy DK when it comes to at least stats is Mastery now increases your pet damage. So that means your pets, movements of your pets, having your pet on the target is more important now than it was before because it'll be a higher percentage of your damage. The second part is that critical strikes are now 1.75 increased damage. So in PvE they're 200%, which means it's double. In PvP, in BFA it was 1.5 in PvP, but now it's 1.75 in PvP. Which means there's a bit of a higher value on crit, and also like things like Lava Burst will hit higher, Chaos Pulse will hit higher. Everything that's auto crit. Like obliterates procs for frost, for example. So those things matter, and also just having more crit. So for example, having Unbound Forest has higher value now. There's also a bug with the Crucible of Flame Miner. It does way too much damage. So I'd recommend playing those two now, and then maybe Conflict Miner, and then Reaping Flame still does a lot of damage. Your Trinket is also not here anymore. You gotta actually equip it. So if you want to play a Trinket, you gotta remove your Vita, whatever you're playing as the second one. Dressed is pretty fucking broken. I crit a rogue for like a 8k the other day, and yeah, he died, which I'll show you guys later. Same stat allocation, no haste verse, probably. You still want haste because globals feel meh if you don't. You still want verse, so you're tanky. Magus. Festermite is not as strong, so probably would just change that to Heart of Darkness in PvP. For normal talents though, the big change is Unholy Blight is now the best one. Because Mastery increases your pet damage, this also increases your pet damage. It's 3% each stacks, and you get 4 stacks. So that's 12% increased damage on your Abomination, your Enraged Pet, etc, etc. Clawing Shadow now, because Necrotic Strike and like Scorch Strike, the damage is more equal now. You could be playing just Clawing Strike, or you could play Necrotic Strike and go Infected Claw as well. And the game is way more bursty, so you don't really have to like get through with Necrotic. Like it's negative value. So it's not a must to play Necrotic Strike anymore. But they might buff Necrotic Strike and make it like 8% or something. And then it'll be too good, in my opinion. So new talents, obviously Gargoyle might be a little bit better now. I haven't tried it. They changed Unholy Frenzy. It's not called Unholy Assault. It does damage. Which gives you like an interesting burst rotation, kind of. But it also increases your haste, so you kind of want to press it as something you... Like, that's the thing, it's an amplifier, so I don't understand why they would give it damage, so you want to press it in your burst. It's the same with Apocalypse. Apocalypse is an amplifier, but it also has burst damage, which is like problematic. Anyway, so Unholy Pact, when you enrage your pet, it also does like damage between you and that. And like the other two just sucks compared to Unholy. Like Unholy Pact does damage, these two does not do damage. Soul Reaper now is changed. They put the old Soul Reaper effect into Apocalypse, but it's 58 talent, so it generates 2 runes. So for Shadowlands, you're probably going to be playing the Necromancer Bargain. Depending on how much damage the pets do, obviously playing like this instead of Necromancer Bargain, like Necrotic War, is going to give you more burst on that one time you press it. But this is going to give you more consistent damage. So Apocalypse basically going to be a 30-second cooldown, which is going to be insane. So you're going to have lower cooldown on Soul Reaper basically, and then Apocalypse is going to do more damage because you're going to have more mastery, and it's just going to feel a little bit nicer in that regard. Their baseline cooldown on Apocalypse got nerfed by a little bit. You can make it even like stupidly lower by like playing this. And Holy Frenzy is still nice though. 20% haste for 12 seconds, still fucking amazing. The 4 festering wounds though kind of sucks in my opinion, but you know, Blizzard does what they want. So you wouldn't be playing Bursting Shores anymore for the extra 1%. You might though, but it seems like Unholy Blight is just like that much better. Other than that, let's see. I'll give you guys, alright. I'm fucking stupid. So, obviously it doesn't matter for Holy, but for Frost they get Death Coil, and Blood gets Chains of Ice, and then Glitchborn is baseline now. But you lost the PvP talent, Glitchborn, which is fucking good. I'm kind of sad about that. They should just rename it and have it in there. Like, I don't understand. But anyways, you can Death Coil yourself. The thing with this is that the base Deathstrike healing heals for the same as the Death Coils. But the Death Coils can crit. They cost 5 more runic power, but they can crit. So they could be better technically. You know, also it makes you immune to fear, but now you can get feared by like Holy Paladins. Because they have like a casted fear, and you can also get stunned by Red Paladins when you have this up. So be a little bit careful about that. Their Wake of the Ashes will stun you. You can get Shackle, of course. And then, yeah. You can't get Pullied, you can't get Sapped and stuff though, and you cannot get Feared. So it's like, depends what class you're playing in. So obviously have a cancel or macro for this. Always have it. And then Sacrifice Pact, you know, 20 runic power. The cost is kind of annoying. I've been playing with it on the beta. The damage is okay. 600 damage is not too much, but you might press. I don't know. I haven't been through that, but the damage it does seems kind of troll. Wish it just didn't do damage, honestly. But the heal is nice. 25% of your max HP is going to be increased by your verse. I'm going to put it here on my Z key binding. Anyway, so the last thing we have new weapons. Enchants. So this one looked interesting, Apocalypse one, but it sucks. Basically, you have a chance of getting 4 different buffs, as you guys can see here. They stack, but they don't last enough. So you're gonna get like 2% increased damage by the DK. You know, 1% reduced damage dealt to the DK. You know, like 1% reduced healing to the target, and it has a stackable. Like you can stack. I don't know how long it can stack, because I've never seen it stack. I've seen it stack to 3 times, and then the buff just disappears because it doesn't last long enough. So if they buff the duration on this would be amazing, because you would get all of them. Like you would start a fight, and you would just eventually you would get 15% reduced healing, 15% reduced damage to the DK, 15% reduced damage done to the DK. Like you would have an insane, like it would be stupidly good. Anyway, so his spell warding has a chance to deflect the damage and give you a 10% of your max HP shield. And when they attack into the shield, their casting speed is reduced by 10% for 6 seconds. This is probably really good versus casters. So you have 3 enchants you want. You want this, Apocalypse, Fallen Crusader, and Sanguination. Now the problem is that if you swap weapons while you're in combat, you'll get a 30-second debuff. So if you hit this, I swap my weapon. Okay, it's not showing now, but there we go. So I swap my weapon there, and off balance. It doesn't seem to... Okay, yeah, it seems to refresh itself, but it doesn't always seem to change, which is a little bit weird. A little bit buggy. But if you go out of combat and then you change it, it doesn't matter. You won't get a debuff. But so you would want to have this. If you're gonna die in the opener, you could press this. You could start with this weapon here. You heal for 48% of your max HP over 8 seconds. So you'd start with this weapon, and then you would have it proc, and you would like hold your trinket or your healer's trinket, etc. Or you just play with it until it procs, then you would switch it out, because it's useless after you proc it, basically. Deathstrike does do more damage, target missing HP, but I don't think the damage increase is that helpful. And then you would like switch to Fallen Crusader or Spell Warding for like passive. But they changed, so you can't just swap it. So before you would just swap it, like while you're fighting. You literally Fallen Crusader, get the Fallen Crusader proc, and then you would change the Spell Warding, and then you would get the Spell Warding proc. You would keep Spell Warding, but then when you went low HP, you would switch to Sanguination for the heal if you wanted it. But now you have to hold Sanguination weapon on, and it will proc once you go below 35% HP. So it's interesting and nice, but 5-minute cooldown. If games are short, it's good. If games are long, it's not good. That's basically the way I look at it. So yeah, that's all the changes for DK. If you care about PvE, obviously you have Zone baseline. It's bugged right now. And then it's buffed to 80% damage reduction, which is nice. So it's 20 plus 60, which is 80. You can see the buff on yourself if you test it yourself. Yeah. Hope you guys liked it. You know, if I missed anything, please comment below, and yeah. Press that like button and subscribe button. Peace out.